Okay. Oh,
we're live, I think.
hello.
Hi. I think that's live. I think we're live. Hold on. I think we are. I think we're live. I can't get it on my phone though to double check.
Oh.
Anyway. Hello.
Hello.
Everyone. Hello. We've decided to catch up on a crazy month of watches and life.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome to Wine Watches Wednesday Women. Sarah may be joining us, but she's not here yet. Hello everyone in the chat. Hello. We've got to do it like, hi guys, Watchbox Diaries here. There you go. My intro. I'm joined by the very, very lovely Shari.
Hi.
My gal, part of the Herdinky crew. If any of you have had the pleasure of joining us or seeing us about at any other events. So, Shari, what are you wearing? What are you drinking?
I am wearing the Cartier Panthera. Sorry if I've said that horrifically. It's French, right? Panthera. Panther. Is it Panther? Panther? Panther.
Panther. I'm like, isn't Panther the hair thing?
And I am drinking white wine, and it's called, it's the one I always have, Gewürztraminer from M&S.
Alsace.
So the one I really like is called Simon Sig, but it's South African, and you can only get it like if I order it, and it costs lots of money. So whenever my family go to South Africa, I'm like, bring me back some Simon Sig, please. But yeah.
If anyone, you need to get like an Amazon wish list and then pop it on there and then see if anyone can sort you out for it.
No, I don't think it's on there. If it was on Amazon, I'd buy it myself.
Yeah, but if it's cheap, like it's cheaper when someone else buys it for you. Amazon wish list.
Yeah.
What
are you wearing? What you're drinking, Lucy?
Woo! I am wearing the new, and we're going to talk about this in a bit more detail later. This is the new Crystal Ward C12 Loco, which I really love the name of because it kind of reminds us, me of our group, to be honest.
Yeah, we're a bit loco.
And I am also drinking white wine, but I read I was Instagram influenced earlier today I'm a fan of a spicy drink, like a spicy margarita. I'm here for it. So I saw that if you add frozen jalapenos to your white wine, it gives it a little spicy undertone. I haven't actually tried this yet.
Okay, go on.
So, okay.
Go on.
This could be the worst decision in the world. I can't really taste it.
Oh, do you think it needs to thaw? You should have put some juice in.
Some of the juice. Maybe I need some more jalapenos in it.
Get some juice.
Get some juice.
Get some jalapeno juice in there.
Oh, we had this problem at the restaurant that I was like, I fully raved about this spicy margarita.
Is that when we went?
Yeah. It was amazing. And then I went with my friend Caitlin. She's like, I love spicy margarita. I'm like, I know the best place for it. Took her, and it was so disappointing. I was like, no. And then I had to justify it. I was like, I promise you, it's good. I promise. And they made like 3 or 4 different ones, and I was shamed. I was shamed. I was so let down.
But just not spicy enough, or
nowhere near spicy enough.
Rubbish.
Nowhere near. Right, what is everyone else in the chat wearing today? What are you wearing? What are you drinking, people in the chat? The Escapement Show. Hi, good evening, ladies. We do have another lady waiting in the wings. If she is ready, if you give us a wave, Sarah, you good? Thumbs up. Amazing. Right. Welcome to the chat, Sarah.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
She's sat in the dark. She's like,
I know.
sunshine.
Oh, it's so nice outside.
Sarah's just like, well, I mean, I'm from Scotland. I cannot do the sun.
No. No, it's been quite a panic. I'm too warm and I'm not complaining because we never get this. But I'm too warm right now because obviously this is the attic. So anyway, not complaining. Is it too dark?
We want to see more of your pretty face, that's all. You know.
Oh, heck, I don't think you need that.
Sarah, what are you wearing? What are you drinking?
So this is me. So I'm not drinking anything. I don't even have water. And
sparkling water.
I know I should have gone fancy. I'm also really sorry. I did have a watch on earlier on, but we're getting work done. I'm getting work done in the house, and I had to tidy up a whole bunch of stuff, so I took my watch off. I had my Seiko 5 on.
Nice.
Sorry, everyone watching. I'll kick her off in a second.
I'm so sorry. You could have a look. I posted something in my stories today.
There you go.
Yes. I saw that. I can't
Proof
remember.
she was wearing something.
Oh, I just try all the watches on at work most of the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why I work there. And it was a Speedmaster. It's very nice.
We got a couple of cool watches in the chat. Zenith A384 on the wrist. Just me are so bad. Like, I'm so bad with them. A384. I'm obviously about to Google this now because I need to
hear you typing.
Oh, the El Primero, obviously. I should know that. I know it is that. Anyway, fantastic choice. And then the Archanaut, the roasted coffee dial. Did you guys see that release? It's got real coffee beans in the dial.
Really?
Yeah. Mark, I did have a question about that watch. Does it smell like coffee? Because I would be... You got your cat playing in the background?
What's she doing? Why is every time I do this, it's not my children. It's my cat. Zoomies.
Adorable.
Oh, that's better.
Is that better?
Yeah. Much better.
Good.
It's a wee bit of a glare.
Oh no, you look good to me.
Oh, thank you.
I wish it smelled like coffee. Oh, it doesn't. Maybe that is where we get. That's how we start our watch journey as Hodinkee.
Scratch and sniff watch.
A scratch and sniff watch.
Do we need to scratch them?
But I don't know.
Well, it's the saying, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. How do you activate it?
Yeah.
Sugar.
You need to scratch and sniff back. I don't think like any smell combined with the wrist cheese that accumulates on the back of a watch, especially when it's hot and sweaty outside, is a good combination. So maybe not on the back. Maybe there's like a little escape valve or a button and it just like releases a little perfume puff or something. I don't know.
That's the most
Your drink's not really spicy.
I've ever heard you say. Perfume.
I mean, how often do we as women carry little perfumes around with us?
No, I
Men do that too.
And then break
I just
them.
don't know any men that carry around their aftershaves. So, but I also have on the wrist. I think it's announced now. So do you guys know the dial artist?
Yay!
Chris, yeah. So he started a new company called Wrist Candy. Very cool. Very cute name. And it is this little cool bead bracelet here.
Oh, I like those.
It's got a little watch. Each one comes with like a little watch crown on it.
Oh, I love it.
And then some, I think there's rubies on it as well, like cute little rubies. And then the beads are all sourced from like various places. So I think the website's live now or will be going live. He said I can post about it now, so that's okay. But it's really cute. I kind of want more. Do you remember like back in the day when you just had like
But I love
that
stuff
fall down your wrist.
Snacking.
Yeah. So obviously, like, I don't just stop at watches now. It's just all of the accessories for the arm. We have a quick question. Hey girls, I'm curious what you prefer on a guy. I'm very specific. Explorer 1 or OP?
Probably
Quick fire.
You could just talk about what you prefer as a watch. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter who's wearing it. Explorer.
Yeah, probably the Explorer.
Unless it's an OP date. My favourite one. The 1501. And my 1501. It's like from around about 1970. That's my favourite. So actually, yeah. That.
I take it all back.
I take it all back.
Yeah. Hey, either is fine. We're not judgy.
Yeah.
I don't have any preferences here.
I watched Craig's a watch that smells like coffee is surely Shari's dream come true.
I do like coffee. I only have one a day, by the way. 2.
I have 2.
Yeah, that's it.
Although I'll tell you like a quick horrific tangent about coffee this morning. I say it's horrific. It was horrific to me in my experience. So I had today off to focus on some watch content. I need to catch up like so badly. Matt is away at the moment, and I was like, yes, I'll make myself a nice coffee. I'll have a bit more of a bit of a chilled morning. I'll maybe sit in the garden. It's gorgeous weather. It's gonna be lovely. Went to get the coffee, and I was like, oh, I've run out. Definitely got some in the cupboard. Went to look in the cupboard. There's no coffee. We're out. Matt didn't tell me. Like I ask him to do every single time. I'm like, when we run out of something or we use the last of something, put it on the list, tell me. I'll make sure we've got. When I run out of coffee, it's bad for everyone. Just don't allow that to happen. Yeah, so that happened this morning, and I was, it was a good job no one really spoke to me before until I walked to the coffee shop and got myself a coffee. So it was bad times this morning.
I don't really drink coffee.
Do you not? Do you like tea or just not hot drinks in general?
I think I just have a child's palate. I drink a lot of tea.
Oh,
I don't mind coffee, but like I just never got into it. But to the horror of many of my friends.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how people that don't like. How do they function? How do you function?
Do you know? I think I'm a morning person. I wake up fine. I know a lot of people have like brain fog until like midday, or they have it till they have a coffee. I'm just wake up awake. So that sounds really smug. It's not meant to. I fall asleep at like 9:30 at night. So like that's the balance.
We do both sides.
Both.
Okay, so Chris, I think dress watches are making a real comeback. The sport watches are getting a bit boring. Any opinions, ladies?
I'm thinking.
Dress watches are absolutely making a comeback. So from my perspective, obviously in my job, we've seen the prices for what we would call, I mean, I wouldn't call them dress watches. I guess they're anything but a sports watch for the most part. But yeah, so gold cases, precious metal cases, slimmer movements, that sort of thing. So like Piaget or even quite a lot of the Pateks, like the Calatravas and things like that, have definitely gone up in value. I think it's just natural. There's a natural cycle of 30, 40 years for things going in and out of fashion. So it's just about time that they came back. Definitely. I think the sports watch, I don't know. It's easy to get bored of something you think you see multiples of. Yeah. And once you kind of start to go off it, it's hard to kind of curb that, isn't it? But yeah, I think we've all got that collective consciousness thing. So we see something, people starting to take an interest in something, and then immediately we do as well. And then all the prices go up and we're always too late. So yeah, look at Cartier. Yeah. Right at the front of all of that. So
I'd like to see a Cartier sports watch that I like.
Yeah. I'm not keen on many of the bigger, more modern ones. I mean, it's not necessarily sporty, but things like the Pasha and things don't do it for me. I'm just thinking about size-wise. I know they're not, but yeah, they do what they do very well for the most part. But being slimmer, dressier things, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, and the jewelry ones from this year at Watches and Wonders were just amazing. So yeah,
we'll go on to that topic shortly. I think. But I think both are sports watch. I think sports watches, the integrated bracelet aesthetic started making a comeback a little before the dress watches, but I do think both are very much still like, for want of a better term, like at the height of fashion right now. Like, I feel like companies are either going in the dress watch direction or the sports watch integrated bracelet direction, and they're still very, very popular. It's becoming, I guess you can see the trends, and they do like come back around again. And you can collect both in your, like, you can have both in your collection as well because they're so different.
Yeah, we would advocate for everybody buying lots of them, lots of watches. So yes, of course they should be, right, Sherry?
Especially vintage. Vintage for Sarah, and then get new from Shari.
A nice balance, and then come to you for reviews.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, but do we not offer like the complete service here?
I love that. Yes, everything. And then, you know, if you need one sourcing, or you need to sell one on in the future, we've got Sarah, we've got Sam as well,
and Katie,
and Kate, who just knows everything about the watch, like the vintage watch scene. So we're the complete package, people.
How dinky.
They're not with us tonight.
That wasn't that grim sounding.
Then they've not passed. They are just unfortunately.
Sadly, they are not with us.
No. They're not with us anymore. No, they've actually decided to attend a really nice fancy event instead of being on here with us, which I just consider incredibly rude. As Sarah briefly mentioned, Watches and Wonders. What are your highlights in Watches and Wonders? The watches, socialising, the atmosphere of Geneva, anything else? For me, it was meeting up with so many friends and meeting industry people. So, Sarah, you were in the thick of it. You were literally at Watches and Wonders in the madness. So, how did you find it?
I absolutely loved it. I haven't stopped talking about it still. And what was that, like a month ago? So I went with Scottish Watches podcast as press. So it was like a real privilege. So I got to go on the press days, and it was amazing. It was the first time that I'd ever been, and it was everything that you said there about, like, I'm trying to look, what the highlights. It was the watches. It absolutely was the socializing. It was also meeting people that I had like idolized from afar. Like I just walked right up to Tony Trainer, and he honestly looked like, what's the expression, of a deer in the headlights? I was just like, oh my God, Tony, I've just followed you for years, and oh my goodness. And he was so lovely, but he was like,
fangirl.
And then I think he felt obliged to take a picture of the watch, and I was wearing my Oris pendant watch. And then I got absolutely hysterical when he shared that on his Instagram. Anyway, so socializing, watches, meeting your idols. It was just amazing. I think one of the more exciting things was all the speculation about the Land Dweller, and then being there in real time, so to speak, as it was like released and everything. So all the hype about it, but then getting to see it for real was amazing. And having all of those brands under one roof, it's just so special. It was honestly like Disney World for me, because obviously I'm such a watch geek, and to have everybody there so accessible as well, people high up in the brand. So it wasn't just people that would be retail kind of forefront dealing with clients normally. It was people, it was brand owners, it was directors, you know, marketing people, and everybody was there available to speak to. So it was amazing. And then having dinner with friends afterwards, and obviously Lucy and I had a group dinner with like Formex and things. So, and then obviously right next to it was Time to Watches, which was just as special because that was, you know, micro brands and artisan brands, again, all gathered together in one space. It was quite surreal, really. So yeah, I hope you can tell I absolutely adored it and would love to go back.
Did you get a vibe? I'm like, you might have enjoyed it a little bit.
I might have, but it just, if you can go, obviously even the public days and things like that, I would say to anybody to go.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It is amazing.
I'm sorry, you've been multiple years before. It's literally like the first year that you haven't gone, and that's when we were both there.
The guys I worked
Actually.
with were like, "Oh, do you want to?" This was it last year? Because we have to book it like far in advance. Oh, do you want to go? And I was like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm going to give it a miss. And then everyone's like, I'm going to Watches and Wonders. And I was like, damn it. The one- but it's fine. I'll go next year. But they've changed how they do it for retailers this year. So you can only go for 2 days. But I think, well, for free because we don't pay. But I think next year I would pay to do the extra night just because it's a lot. It is a lot. Like, it's a lot.
I was absolutely exhausted, and you had said the same, Shari. Like, as amazing as it is, that is how exhausting it is, because you've got physical distance, you've got thousands, it's like 4,000 steps from one end to the other, something like that, and you do that multiple times. And then you've got just how intense it is, because you're overwhelmed with, well, beautiful, many beautiful things that you're trying to take all in. You're meeting people, you're speaking to new people, so it's socially quite tiring and things. And you can't do all of that in a day. And if you did, the traveling either side, and it's just, you need a couple, I would say.
The way we have to do it is we have to, we fill the days with appointments. So we might have like four appointments in a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, because you're in there for a long time and you're looking at all these new watches and it gets a bit overwhelming. But it is a really good experience. And I think it's very opulent. For people who don't know watches, maybe it would probably blow their mind, because you're just handed drinks all day, and then you get your little food, and then you get gifts. It's mental, but it's amazing.
The tiramisu, like, as a highlight
for me, is not
I love
great.
That's what you pointed out. Like, I love it. It's great.
The
The
dessert.
tiramisu, though.
I had it for my breakfast and everything.
They do these like little.
There you go. Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I did have a coffee every morning.
The coffee is good as well.
I was just thinking the tiramisu was the coffee for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
Coffee in the tiramisu. Yeah. It's basically just like having a nice coffee in the mornings, except it's full of cream.
But Lucy, you're at Time to Watches, which is, it is a slightly different setup, but it is the same. I mean, is it not more days, or is it the same amount of days? Is it like 7?
So it was more days this year. So they are very separate entities. There's an emphasis on making sure those two are very different from each other.
It's a lot closer this year because
it was a lot closer. Normally it was about 20 minutes away, and you have to get public transport to get there. But it was literally next door to Watches and Wonders this year, which was, really good to see. We had, we did have quite a few people that went from Watches and Wonders and came over to see us. A lot of their days were fully, as you said, like fully packed with just an endless appointment schedule. They're like, I have to be here on this time, this time, I have to be here on this time. So yeah, we did have a couple of people that were like, it's actually really refreshing to be here and just like chill, like relax and breathe. I know, Sarah, you mentioned, it was nice to see like industry people there at Watches and Wonders. I didn't go. I didn't get to go because it was literally like 6 days, Tuesday to Sunday, of 8:30, 9 until 8 p.m. So literally had no opportunity to get across, which was I was working obviously with Paulin. Otherwise I would have loved to have gone across, but it was really nice chatting to people that had gone there, and I kind of felt like I'd participated a little bit in it. But again, like, I didn't like Time to Watch is full of micro brands. Literally the people who started the companies, who own the companies, who are like super passionate about what they do. Like I find there's a bit more of that within the micro brand community. And I loved it. The people and the companies that we were, in the area that we were at, they were so friendly. It was just such a nice environment, and the people that run it, Really lovely as well, really well organised. I'm not sure whether it'll be in that location again next year.
Probably.
But no, I had a good time. I am not fully recovered probably still from such an intense week. But yeah, I mean, even a couple of days that tires you out doing all the appointments and stuff. So I literally flew in the day before we started and then flew the day back.
Yeah.
The day after. Flew back the day after. So yeah, it was pretty intense after that.
Did you get to see Geneva at all? Either of you?
It's really funny. The first time I actually went, I went out, after the meal that we went to, I ended up in the most English pub in the entire world, that's not London, because I genuinely felt like stepping into a London pub in Geneva. I was like, cool, I'm in Geneva and I've gone to a London pub. It's not really very well cultured of me. But no, it was good. It was really nice, as you said, to like meet the industry people and other people within the community and chat with them and see different watches. Like I had a really good chat with the guys from Awake. You've seen them?
Yeah.
So gorgeous watches. And I love their dials. But yeah, they just took the time to like take you through the journey of the company, and I loved it. But yeah, it was so time to watch. So Watches and Wonders. One watch that stood out, and one watch that stood out for good reasons, one watch that stood out for bad reasons. Shari.
Okay. So what's like my favorite watch, or
yeah, just one watch. Do you want to be like, you know what, I love that.
Okay, so you asked me this earlier, and I did think about it, and I liked all of the releases, but I didn't like them all to be like, oh my god, that's amazing, I love it. I like the 1908 Rolex, 1908, and I really like the Nomos, the new ones. I like the red dialed one. And what I didn't like, I don't think there was any that I didn't like. I really liked that a lot of the brands did different stuff, because last 2 years I thought they've been very samey, like everything's been quite safe, whereas quite nice to see them come out with quite a lot of new stuff that lots of different people can appreciate and get excited about. But I don't think there was anything that I absolutely thought, that's pants. Sorry.
Fair. Sarah?
One of my favorite appointments was Parmigiani Fleurier, and I said this to Ricky how impressed I was, because they didn't make it to that appointment because another one ran long, and Ricky was like, oh, it's a bit iterative, it's always just a wee bit different, but that is what most brands do year on year. And I think it was just getting hands on with them, because the quality was just absolutely beautiful. The dials were beautiful. There was, and I can't remember what it was. It was like I think it was a perpetual calendar in red, and I absolutely would have been my pick to kind of take away. But I mean, there were so many others, but that appointment really, really stands out. The chap that led it. So some brands will give you like a full presentation with a video, and it's very professional, and other ones are very much just, here are the watches. And that one was somewhere in between, but in the best way. There was a bit of formality, but then we all got to handle them. We all had a good amount of time with them. So Parmigiani, their things were excellent. The Land Dweller it was so great to see it in person. I unfortunately did not get a touch and try session, but
there was
I liked it.
That wasn't there, a lot of hype for the Land Dweller.
Kind of loved it though, because I got to make my own judgment on it. I might have been a bit irritated from home being bombarded, but I'm a big fan of on Instagram, if you're fed up with someone or some theme, just unfollow and move on. Like I keep saying this, curate your feed. Like if you roll your eyes, just get rid of it. But anyway, I wasn't like that because I was there.
Savage.
But, well, no, not in a mean way. I mean, I'm there for fun. So if I don't want to see the stuff, then anyway, Moser with their stone dials, because they were like marquetry, so they had like inlaid sections and things, and Moser obviously is very distinctive, their aesthetic and what they do, but these look they look like a step away, a step up, but still with the familiar kind of look. I really enjoyed their things. There's just so many there. Do you know, I'm not going to name the brand, but there was one touch and try that I went to, and I was taken aback by the lack of quality. I honestly wouldn't say who they were, but I
Come
just
on, Sarah.
no, I'm too diplomatic.
You're both being very diplomatic.
I
Yeah.
know what about.
Do you? I mean, the merchandise that we got was absolutely beautiful. Like, it was, you know,
I
beautiful.
do know who you're talking about.
Everyone did a lovely tote bag. Theirs was like a proper bag, and anyway, but the quality wasn't there in the watch. Everything about it felt cheap, and I was kind of sad because I've known the brand from some vintage things, and this didn't match up for me at all. So that was a shame. But it was literally just one brand that I was disappointed by. The JLC stand was amazing.
Was it?
They had a lot of vintage pieces on display as well. They had the enameled reversos, like from the 20s and 30s, they weren't like custom, but they were made on request, and they had some of the original artwork to go with it, that sort of thing. So obviously that appealed to me a lot. I'm like trying to remember the rest of them, but Moser and Parmigiani, I would say, yeah, amazing. Oh, and that Tiger Iron dial from Rolex and the GMT, the root beer. No. Wait, you need to see it in person.
I do like Tiger Iron.
No, but it's Tiger Iron, so it's like
iron, like iron pyrite.
It's a mixture. It's a mixture of Tiger's Eye and jasper, and I don't know if it's pyrite. I can't remember, but it's 3 minerals, and it's just the most amazing combination. I'm repeating myself because I said this on the show, but like there were 2 other new releases either side, and one was definitely a Daytona, and I didn't even notice them. Like, I honestly, the photos I took were all cropped in because I was like, what is this? That was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think if they had have made that dial in a different watch,
maybe like
maybe without the bezel actually might. Do you know what I mean? Something like an OP that doesn't have a bezel.
The beauty of the dial.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm all for the combination of having more of a dress watch dial, or like an interesting material dial on a bit more of a sportier watch. But I think they're just, in this respect, like, it's just two extremes. Like, the watch itself is very sporty. The dial itself is like, that should be the highlight for me. Like, everything else should be simple.
What was good for me was that a lot of people have done meteorite, and I love that. Like, when I was married, our wedding bands were meteorite, so you know, I do have an affection for it. But and you've got companies like brands like Formex, their new one is meteorite, but it has a blue resin over it, so it's amazing. But this felt like something totally unexpected and totally new. So it wasn't malachite and it wasn't Tiger's Eye, and you know, when it wasn't like lapis lazuli, so it just felt really special. But yeah, do wait to see it in person.
Okay, I will withhold my judgment.
Okay, good. My job is done.
I won't.
Stop.
Next time we're in London, we're going to go to the boutique and see if they have one on display, exhibition only, and you can have a look.
It will always be exhibition only, but yes, I genuinely think my opinion will be exactly the same. I'm like, that's a really cool dial, lava stone dial. Why didn't you think to put it in a different case?
On an OP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe an OP, but like, even create a new shape. Out a new shape, or brought back one of their vintage case shapes with that dial in, like with that dial on it.
The 1908, would you put it in there?
Ooh,
I think that'd be too much.
No,
I think that'd be too much.
On a maybe smaller.
Are you just hang on? Are you saying that you want Rolex to bring out another completely new watch now? They're not going to do that for another like 12 or 13 years.
When was their last actual new watch?
The Sky Dweller. Sky Dweller was 2012. So then you've got this one 2020. So that's 13 years. So you're waiting for the. And
Even like do a Vacheron, bring back one of your vintage. Like if they had have re-released an updated bubble back,
Mhm.
I think the world would have gone feral for it.
Feral.
Instead, like I'm just gonna go
Lucy
like
was
instead
feral.
they gave us the Land Dweller, which to me just looks like they had spare parts from like multiple different watches and thought, let's just cobble something together here because it looks like a combination of so many different watches to me.
I am affronted. I'm
I
horrified.
I
Rolex
like
are never going to loan me a watch anyway. It doesn't matter whether I offend them.
I don't like the dial on the Land Dweller. I like the Land Dweller and how it looks, but it's just is it like a honeycomb dial? Dunno.
It's kind of, they're sort of elongated. So the cells that would be
Yeah.
like in a normal, they're elongated. But I think I just said what a lot of people said, which is I would take away the numerals. But I know they were referencing, I think, and earlier, like they're referencing the 369, like the early Explorer. But then, yeah, I thought it should have maybe not had those.
Just
Yeah.
But let's not make it all about the land.
elements of it out. It's busy. It's busy.
It's very busy.
Lucy, you've got a buyer for your bubble back that you're releasing with Rolex in the 2030, whatever.
Yeah,
Look,
perfect.
in 36, you'll buy. See?
Bring back the bubble back in 36. Honestly, I'm saying it. Like, if they had have done that, I think they would have been received. It would have been received a lot better. They still would have got hype. They still would have got attention. But I feel like the Land Dweller just created more negative than if they had have bought out a bubble back. It would have been. I think it would have been like.
It's going to be like
more
bubble
positive.
back, bubble back.
Get a theme tune for it as well.
Hire me.
Oh my god, what is it someone said about the Land Dweller? They're like, we understand, I can't remember who I was talking to, but like we understand the concept. Obviously, you've got the Sea Dweller, you've got the Sky Dweller, the Land Dweller, it fits. However, they were like, it just reminds me of like Land Dweller as in like slugs, snails, insects.
That's digging, by the way. Digging.
I
The
didn't
land-
say this. Okay, this was not my comment, but
Terrible.
anyway, that was my negative for Watches and Wonders. But I think my favourite piece was the JLC rose gold with the mesh bracelet, because I like JLC. I have such an appreciation for them as a brand. The quality is fantastic. Love the concept of the reverse. I think everything is all very well made. I have just struggled to find the one for me. You know, the one that like you really, really connect with. And then I received the novelties this year, and I went straight to that one. I was like, mind blown, done. Like, that is so nice. And then the more I looked online, the more people I saw actually getting hands-on with it and like actually on the wrist and seeing it, maybe like not in the flesh, but you know, it's always better when you've got someone else like taking like a proper wrist roll rather than like pictures online. And I was like, that's it. If I was going to get a JLC, it is that one, because it has made me like, that is the one. That is my JLC now. Like, and I genuinely think like their whole novelties, their new releases were solid. There wasn't a single one within the like their new releases that I thought, not a massive fan of that. I think they did really well. I think JLC did really, really well this year.
Yeah,
cool.
I agree.
Whew. Okay. That was a bit. Relax now. I've had my little rant. Okay, for me, Vacheron stole the show. The Solaria Grand Complication is a mind blow. 100% agree with that. Anna Anniversary open worked watches were stunning. JLC's and obviously reverse those were also lovely. Always joy of resonance. Sarah, did you get to see the Grand Complication for Vacheron? Because that looks insane.
Yeah, I did. That was the appointment that Tony Trainer was in. So I will admit that I was a bit distracted because I did keep looking and like, I'm going to speak to him. I'm going to speak to him.
Oh, sorry, girl.
Oh,
Cat cameo.
I want to be part of this, mother. Thank you.
I will be part of this. No, amazing in person. That felt like a blur of watches, though. They just kept handing them, and we handed them from one person to the next. You know what I mean? So it just felt there were a lot. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. I mean, what can you say about them? I mean, I can't really criticize them. What are they? 270 years this year, so it's like that. It's an anniversary. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Second to none. You know, and I think they get the appreciation that they deserve. So no, amazing.
Very impressive.
Cave Dweller.
We've got some alternatives too. And then they've trademarked Coast Dweller.
I like Coast Dweller. That's sort of like you're on land, but you're flexible. So I mean, yeah.
I do enjoy the coast.
I love the beach. For those of you,
Bikini Dweller.
They can Bikini Dweller. That's actually their next Bond release. Like Amiga, no thank you. We've got the Coast Dweller, thank you. And the Bikini Dweller for the lady.
Making me think about Bikini Bottom from, sorry, SpongeBob. Anyway, I'm
Bikini Bottom. I'm like, yeah, isn't that SpongeBob?
Yeah. Spinnaker do SpongeBob watches, so there is. Look, I have brought it back to watches. Yeah,
I saw those.
you're quite
Anyway.
cool.
Shari, you spoke to some people online and asked them for some questions. I did have a brief look through them. You get a lot of marriage proposals. I mean, I don't blame them, but
at least they're not rude.
Yeah.
Is what I said to you, I think. But
yeah. Don't be rude, guys. Don't be that guy that's just rude. Like, just because you're typing doesn't mean you have to be a dick. And she doesn't want to see your dick. We don't want to see your dick. So marriage proposals are, they're lovely. They're very sweet.
Yes, but no, I do not want to get married. Thank you.
But some of the other questions, so I think she's going to decline the marriage proposals. However, there were some questions that can be asked within this group chat.
Yeah.
So shall we have a little look?
Yeah.
I can find them. So which one should we start with, Shari? So Dale Dukes 341. How did you get into jewelry and watches?
What, me personally?
We can start with you.
I've always liked watches, but I got into jewelry because I work in a jeweler's. So when I was long story short,
sorry.
Oh, the spice has hit finally. Long story short, I wanted to be a teacher, quit college because of life, and had to get a job. So I got a job in a jeweler's, and I still work there now. So that's how I got into it. There you go.
Nice. Sarah, how did you start?
I wanted to be a jewelry specialist at an auction house because I really liked old, like antique jewelry, and so I finally got my first job about 14 years ago, and I had to cover watches and coins as well, and I wasn't really seeing great jewelry, but I started to see amazing watches, so it coincided with the uptick in the watch market in general. So I joined the industry at the right time. So I started seeing really good watches and was wondering why they were making tens of thousands of pounds. And I didn't have any colleagues that were watching, so nobody kind of knew. So I just started doing my research, and I didn't really look back. I just moved over to watches, and I still oversaw the other categories, but I absolutely love watches in a way that I didn't really feel the same for jewelry. So yeah, and I still do it.
What is it about the watches that appeals to you the most?
I think the fact that I can place them within a context historically, because I sort of still see myself as like an academic, if that makes sense. So I can place them in social history because they're branded for the most part. So I can understand them in terms of how old they are, who made them, where that model comes in their brand history. Then there's also the value. What are they worth? Why are they worth that? I can just understand them really holistically from so many different like angles. And then also they're kind of brought to life by like personal biographies of the vendors. So we can bring that into the story when we're selling them as well. So I just love them. I just find them like kind of, consuming. It's my personal passion as well as my professional one, which is, I feel lucky to feel that way because I really do care. But it was only a few years ago that I met Ricky and Dave from the podcast, and they brought me into the kind of new watch world. So I was just immersed in old watches and old things, but not really taking an interest in new releases and things. But now that's a massive part of my interest as well. So, and obviously we all go to events together. And I've made so many friends. Like I didn't know you guys a few years ago. So there's that side of watches as well, is that you can meet all these people. As I said before, the people that run the brands are accessible. Like everybody's really just lovely and welcoming.
The community is fantastic. Like the majority of people that I've met, yes, you're gonna get people that aren't quite your cup of tea, or you're not their cup of tea, or there's a bit of snobbery around it. But the majority, I would say, like a good 90% of people, are just lovely. They're just lovely.
Yep, in it for the passion of it, and like it's so nice. I obviously don't have any other interests that are similar, but I'm not sure if there would be another sort of area where you could have such a big community of people online that were then sort of mobilized together to meet up and have fun. And we do, obviously, we all talk about watches and that's why we're there, but ultimately we're just humans, So yeah, I think that's why they're so interesting. I'm just captivated in every way.
All of the watches, all of the things, all of the industry.
The people and the stories.
Do you have the watch? Sorry,
you didn't say about you. How you got into it?
Yeah, no, Lucy.
Lockdown and mock it. Wow, that's how that's how I started my Instagram. I'm very much I don't like to go with the flow of everyone else kind of person. When so many people are raving about something, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna not. And I don't want to watch it now on principle.
Land dweller.
I've met quite a few people that also have a similar opinion to me, so thankfully it's not just a being stubborn situation. But yeah, I grew up with brothers, so it wasn't necessarily I liked stuff that was a little bit different. Yes, I liked Barbies and dancing and stuff, but climbing trees and like tough watches and stuff that wasn't the usual, I was all about that as well. I remember how when I was younger I had Casios and Ed Hardy, the big Ed Hardy watches with the skulls on them. So, I was cool and alternative. And then I got my dad's my stepdad let me loan his Rolex Datejust 36 champagne dial, stretched bracelet was stretched to hell. It was beaten up, it was loved. He's like, yeah, I've worn this for 20 years, 30 years, it's been here with me there, this is where I got this scratch from. You make memories, you properly wear it, and it was beaten up. I was like, I love it. And obviously me being me, I'm like, well, everyone knows Rolex, so what else is there out there?
Yeah. So
I ended up going down that rabbit hole of doing my research on that, buying random watches on eBay, some Frankenstein watches, and you learn your lesson. And then Instagram wise, I actually mocked my other half profusely for having a watch Instagram. I was like, you're so sad. You're such a nerd. And then lockdown happened, and I was like, I'll give it a go. Why not? I've got all this time on my hands.
That's where it started for a lot of people, isn't it?
See what's happening. And then, I discovered the watch community and never looked back, really. And I realised there was not a lot of women out there in the industry. So I was like, well, why don't I just start actually my other half was like, why don't you just start a YouTube channel? I'm like, who's going to want to listen to me?
I think I'm pretty sure I encouraged that.
Yeah, bring on. And you encouraged it as well. But I did it anyway, and it's kind of ended up being half of my career, and then the other half is obviously Paulin Watches. So yeah, that's how I got into watches. It's really long-winded, and I've bored everyone. Sorry, guys.
Nobody's bored.
Not bored.
Jason just unlocked a repressed memory. The Ed Hardy watches with the skulls.
I don't actually remember those. I think I'm too old.
I remember the t-shirts.
Yeah.
With the rhinestones.
Oh yeah.
On them.
Sorry?
Have they got roses on them? Or is that something else?
I think some did, yeah, like roses and skulls and all of the cool stuff back in the 90s and early noughties. Yeah. Those are the days. This is a question from Victoria, our lovely Victoria. Would you rather a duel with Voldemort or Dolores Umbridge?
I do not like Dolores Umbridge.
Are we talking about
villain ever?
But a duel as in DUAL or a jewel as in JEWEL?
DUEL.
A duel.
Yeah.
Is this watch related?
No,
it's Harry Potter.
It's just a question. I didn't say they were all watch related questions.
I just assumed because we were doing a watchy kind of stream that and I absolutely love Harry Potter and Victoria, so I was like, I've just no judgment. I was just needed that.
I went to see The Cursed Child on Sunday.
Yeah, you did.
It's amazing. It's really long, but it's amazing. Well worth it. If you've never been to see it and you like Harry Potter.
I quite like Harry Potter.
We all love Harry Potter.
I've been told off for not reading the books.
I was going to say Lucy's never read the books, but we will forgive her.
I've definitely not only read one of them or anything. I mean, I've obviously not just read one.
At least you've read one.
Yep.
I have seen the film multiple times. The films multiple times.
I think I've seen, yes. But yeah, Shari, who would you duel against? Or duel with, rather?
Not duels.
If I was a Harry Potter and I was going to get rid of her, Dolores, can't stand her. Horrible.
She's such a good character, though. She's so awful. I just absolutely love her for how awful she is.
Yeah, for an actress to be able to be hated, you're doing it right.
Oh, yeah, amazing. See, look, someone else asked the same question. Duel.
Yeah, duel.
Is that what it sounds like? Northern?
A duel.
Well,
it was a duel. Yeah. I mean, Voldemort's bad. Dolores Umbridge.
He's coming back, doesn't he?
He's like a cockroach. He just won't die.
He is. He survived everything. He's from the dinosaur age.
The only thing he had to sacrifice is his nose. Sorry. Right. We'll take a quick break from questions. There are quite a few. To talk about probably one of the biggest releases of this year. Can anybody potentially guess what it is?
I don't know.
Is that a Christopher Ward?
That is.
Is it the loco?
Ward C12. Loco. Every time I say loco, I feel like I have to go be like loco.
Yeah.
So am I the only one that doesn't actually physically have one on? Does that?
I don't have one.
I don't have one on.
Oh right, I thought that's what you were brandishing. I thought you were like, oh.
I was like, no, I don't have one.
Ah, okay.
I'm not.
I have one. I have one, and it's barely come off my wrist.
No wonder.
Do you like that color the best? Is that the one you would choose?
Orange would be my favorite.
Oh really?
I love it.
That's so boring. I like the black one.
Yeah,
They're all good. I see it. Like they're all good. Like the black one, the white one is like super clean.
Yeah.
And the blues, obviously, very lovely. They've done really well with the colorways.
They have. They've got something for everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, the orange for me, really.
I just absolutely love. I feel like they're doing something for everyone, and I don't mean like they've got all different colors. I mean, you could look at that as someone that loves British brands and wants to support them because they're doing something amazing, but they're also doing it at a ridiculously good price point. They're also being so transparent about how they price things.
Yeah.
It's also not all just aesthetic and cost. You've then got movement, sort of innovation, and you've got what is on display. I feel like, I don't know, I'm totally impressed. Oh man, I still haven't seen them, but I just feel like I coo about them all the time. And what is really lovely is my dad is not a watch person, and one day he just randomly went, yeah, British brands like Christopher Ward, and I was like, oh my god, like it was his way into my world, and it was really lovely. So, and I think that would have been the football connection. And their advertising is amazing. Like it just says watch porn. It was perfect. Things like that.
A little reel of that. I was so proud of it.
I just feel like they haven't made a misstep, for me, from my point of view anyway. And I'm just, yeah. And once again, sorry, they're so lovely and accessible, and Patrick is so friendly and so chatty, and yeah. And then Mike, obviously we had the event in January up in Glasgow as well. So yeah, I just raving about them.
100%.
And Adrian has my favourite one.
Oh,
this doesn't seem fair.
I've got a black one at the moment, really impressive. And then we've got Jason, the watch guy. I have a white in, looking like freshly formed snow. Ooh. It is very clean. The white is very, very clean. Yeah. What colorway would you girls go for?
The black.
The black.
That's what I said.
Black.
Yeah, because it doesn't just look like, it's not like black. I'm pretty sure it has a slightly greyish kind of.
Yeah. On the steel bracelet though, not on a rubber.
Not on the rubber.
Yeah, I'm not so keen on rubber straps in general.
Sarah, do we have the same taste?
Oh my god, we're kindred spirits.
How does it feel putting it on and off? Does the clasp feel good? So I will be doing a full review of this bad boy coming out this Sunday. But the one thing I would say is the rubber strap is super comfortable. It is really, really comfortable. The one thing I do struggle with some Christopher Wards is the clasp length because of my small wrist. So
do you get that a lot though with most watches?
It's a struggle with most watches with sort of that kind of clasp. Yeah. But Christopher Wards tend to be a little bit long, feel a little bit longer. But it is like, it's curved so nicely, and it is really, really comfortable and really flexible. So I can appreciate the time. Surely everything in that watch must be China made. Go and watch the video, sir. They have released a film to go with it, which shows you the whole process.
Can I just say that I am in that film for 1 second?
Yeah! We have a star amongst us.
And if you know what the back of me looks like, you'll know that it's me. That's my claim to fame. Red. Anyway,
yeah. So I would 100% go and watch the film about the process of it. I had the pleasure of going to the premiere last week. It was a really good viewing. It was informative, and it was like full of humor as well. And I felt a bit more connected and like closer to the brand, having a bit more of an insight to them. Yeah. Which is always good. And the Loco case is better than the dial. I wish it was a round, not a 12 case. Okay. Well, I suppose they've got to hide the movement somehow. And I do think all of the dimensions within the 12 case help to balance the thickness off, and sort of hide it. But watch my video on Sunday. Stop cheating. Getting upset at me now. And the other thing to note is Studio Underdog. I don't know who's doing their marketing. If it is just Rich,
amazing,
freaking genius.
So
how good was that? I mean, speaking of Adrian, who at least was here a minute ago, that was just so. It was so creepy because obviously it was his mannerisms and his way of speaking and moving. Was Richard? It was so good. Yeah, I loved it.
I was like, is that actually them doing it? And then he's like augmented himself faking that it's them, or is it actually him with an AI? Adrian, you're in the chat. How, like, is it actually you in the video?
Adrian, answer the question.
So funny.
No, I feel like Studio Underdog are obviously another lovely British brand, but it feels like they can't do any wrong again. Do you know what I mean? The value and then the design and then the interaction and everything. I'll never tire of them, and it doesn't feel. They each feel different, but they have a really good, solid identity and not ever gimmicky at all. There you go. There's Adrian answered. It's so good.
Talking and acting dressed as each person, then AI to change the face.
He got the mannerisms of each person perfectly. He did. Brit as well. That was Brit.
This is why I needed to know, because it was like, I feel like he studied everyone's video and mannerisms so well that I was genuinely questioning whether it was them and he'd like AI'd it somehow. But amazing. That's amazing.
It's so creepy to see as Adrian or Brit.
Yeah.
Yourself that's not yourself, maybe. Like, oh, that'd be really weird.
Yeah, actually. Did that creep you out, Adrian?
If you ever want to take a break on a video, I'm sure Richard happily take over.
So good. And how fun that he essentially is giving space and time for the people that were copying him. So people that were ripping off his designs and his work. You've then got, he just went around, gathered them up, and he's shown them, you can see the brands, and then he's done a copycat of them. It's lovely, and it feels like a really, almost like a kind, wholesome way of saying, hey, stop this.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
He did it in a very classy way, I think. Like it was humorful. That's not even a word.
Humorful?
Full of humor.
Full of humor. Humorous, indeed.
Humorous. Yeah, that's the word. Thanks.
I'm always here for the grammar pronunciation.
But like, yeah, it was humorous, and it was, hey, don't like, I see what you're doing. But he did it in such a classy way. He was like, I can't even say that these are like horrific quality or anything. You know, he didn't slate them really, and he could have done. He could have like completely ripped into them for copying the brand so much.
I don't think that's his style.
He was like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a watch, make another watch off a homage watch. Let's try and how can we spin this in a positive way?
Which one would you have? The guacamole or the avocado?
No, I mean, guac is avocado, but like a chip and dip situation, and I'm very much a chip and dip kind of gal. So
guacamole.
I
actually bought a Studio Underdog. Last month. Yeah, like I think it's one of the first watches I've ever bought, not in the trade. So I must really like them.
Yeah, Rich, put that on your reviews.
I use my own money on this. I must really like it.
You got Shari to actually spend proper money on it outside of her company. Okay, so Adrian, just very quickly. Even he's freaked out by how close their voices were.
No wonder.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's creepy. It is a little bit creepy. Like, obviously, Rich got the permission of everyone present. Like,
Have you ever done one of those face change app things? So I downloaded one very briefly because my kids were going to get haircuts, and my daughter was like, "Oh, wonder what I'd look like with a fringe."
I love
Like,
that.
No,
No?
I don't. Because me as a man was absolutely hackett. Everyone else was lovely. Everyone else in the other genders, when they moved over to another gender, they were totally fine. I was just absolutely, I didn't fancy me at all. I was really disappointed. And I didn't share it with anyone. So it was really sad. Anyway, there you go.
They did have one of those filters on Instagram at one point where it gave you like a beard and like neck tattoos and made you into like a man. I was like, I look pretty good as a man, actually.
So you did fancy you as a man?
I
See,
fancied
it's just me.
Myself, yeah.
So disappointed. Maybe I need to try another app.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll get that one back up. We'll try and find it for you. Okay, so we are at an hour. Let's maybe do some quick fire questions from Shari's list of questions.
I'll hang about for another one, and then I'm so sorry to be so rude.
Okay, right.
Scoot.
What watch? Okay, Aurélien Pontier. What watch do you recommend for summer?
Oh, Casio.
Sarah.
Oh,
You've got to go.
can I have some criteria? Like, are we thinking summer because it's sort of
Let's do it summer holiday.
Summer.
just summery?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
But
surely
then
it's got to include like some form of like water resistance because maybe you're going to go to the beach or
Not
swimming.
a speedmaster. Okay.
That joke will never die.
I know. That's just what they say on the podcast. So I'm just saying it because they do.
No,
But then for me, summery doesn't sound like the kind of watch that I would like. So it would be like white rubber, blah, blah, blah. That wouldn't be for me. Maybe, I don't know. Can I just tell you what watches I want and then that I would wear them in the summer?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. They're not summery.
Ignore the question. It's fine.
I want a Kermit, which is really not going to happen anytime soon. And I want that OP date that I was talking about, the 1501. But where's she gone?
God, don't leave us.
Oh, we can't do this ourselves. What is this, Shari? Oh dear, right. But
Oh, what are you doing? Hi.
Can you hear me, Shari?
Oh yeah. It was a phone then.
I think I just had a power cut.
Don't do that again.
You should have seen us. We weren't able to think on our feet at all. We just panicked.
I
No,
just laughed.
I don't know what
be-
just happened. I was clearly like, as soon as you said Kermit, I was like, no.
you just
That's
checked
not
out.
happening.
See, no, in all seriousness though, I should probably have a G-Shock and then I would be able to take that on holiday and stuff and not worry about it, and that would make more sense.
I'll give you a
You
G-Shock.
don't have a G-Shock.
No, I don't, but Shai just said she'd give me one, so that's fine.
What do you want? Tell me what you want later and I'll give you one.
I will
got, like,
tell you what I want.
You've got a lot, haven't you?
I've got like 6.
See, I don't have any, so
I can't believe you don't have one. Literally, like, I feel like it's a staple in everyone's everyone's collection. Like, you have to have a Casio.
yeah.
Casio, either one.
We're not allowed to say
Generally- No.
We're not
allowed to
like
say
I am.
you can, I'm not. I get told off.
I hashtag it in all of my posts.
They don't like it.
Maybe that's why
Stop it.
I'm doing that.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'd much prefer the price of a Casio. Oh, I can't believe you don't have one, Sarah.
no, but see, in life, if there's something that everyone's done that I've not done, that's not a surprise. That's just me, right? That was the last one to whatever party or whatever. So yes.
That
What
was
happened
Shai.
when I was
happy-
gone for like
Go like that.
I was gone for like 10 seconds.
You never
Longest
saw our
10 seconds of my
faces.
life.
We were genuinely terrified. Then it was Shari on her own, and she honestly looked.
I nearly started dancing.
I should have been gone for longer.
You should have been gone for longer. This could have been fun. Yeah, Shari, choose me one and bring it up for the Glasgow Watch Show, which you're attending with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you want me to take it?
So we're
Okay.
all going to be there in the Glasgow Watch Show. Cool. So yeah, Glasgow Watch Show, Saturday the 10th of May. Well, this isn't endorsed by it, by the way. Just we're all going to be there. So
That's an endorsement.
that is, yeah, so, not paid. I'll be there with Pauline, but you lovely ladies will be in attendance. I think there's still some tickets left if anyone does want to come up.
I need to go.
Yeah.
But this has been wonderful, and thank you so much for having
Thank you
me.
so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Any like, where can everyone find you?
Oh, at Her Watches on Instagram.
There we go.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you so
bye
much.
to Sarah, and then we
Love you.
bye. Hopefully I don't get cut off again.
No, please don't.
Is it really that bad?
We'll be gone.
What do I do? I feel like that every time I come on here, to be honest. I'm like, I have a plan. I don't know. I never stick to the plan.
No, you don't.
I sort of have today.
Yeah, you
Thank
have.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's easier because it's not as hard to go off on a tangent, I guess.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, so do I.
yeah, most things. We need someone to like herd us. Just
Yeah.
herding cats.
Yeah.
Love cats. Hello, Ned Flanders. It's a cute cat. All right, we've got maybe time for one more question. Do you have any questions on here that you want to go through? All-time favorite watch is such a big question.
Yeah.
A visual
Mine
sound.
changes so much. Like, I don't know. It's like asking
Favorite
me what
watches and greatest watches and favorite watches. Like, it's depends which way the wind's blowing. Like, there's the list. The list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So, like, one of the downsides of being A, in the industry, B, in the community, C, on Instagram a fair amount is you come across so many different watches, and especially having friends that work within the vintage watch scene.
Yeah.
So they'll send us pictures of like older watches, old school watches. You're like, well, cool. I never would have known this watch ever existed, and now it's on my wish list. So
Yeah.
that list is just getting bigger and bigger. Like, it's not even just new watches that we need to keep an eye out for now. It's like all of the past editions. You're like, oh yeah, this is like a re-release of a watch from so far back. You're like, well, now I need to go and look at the old one and see which one I prefer. Not that, you know, I'm going to purchase any of these watches at this point, unfortunately. A visual sound. What's a watch that everyone loves, but you don't get the hype?
Oh, I saw this one and I don't know, because you know when your mind goes blank and you can't think of any of the really overhyped watches. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know. Because there are obviously watches that I don't like and wouldn't wear.
Yeah.
But I'm also quite like, but I understand why you'd like it.
Yeah. You're very diplomatic.
I am very diplomatic. It's the salesperson in me.
Need to get you more wine in you, I think.
No.
I'm less so, but I know that there are many hype watches, and as I mentioned earlier, like things that everyone absolutely loves and goes mental for, like I tend to then dislike. Not trying to be different at all, just wish, because there are some obviously like super hyped watches that I really love. But for me, I would say like the Daytona.
See, I had a Daytona.
Massively overhyped in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm allowed my opinion. No one come for me, please. I get it, and I can can appreciate it as a watch, but the hype around it, I don't quite get, because there are so many watches out there that like have super grand complications, have like so much effort of that, you know, that's really, really gone into them. It's a really intricate design, it's a really intricate movement, it's a really, you know, difficult complication to make. The hype around it, I don't quite get personally.
I think that because, I mean, for me, historically, when I was younger working in the watch industry, we would always get asked for stainless steel Daytonas, and we never could get them. And if we could, they'd be over list. And even back then, they were maybe they'd retail for £4,000 and we'd be selling them for like 5, because you don't make much money. But that was like an introduction for people into Rolex, and I think that's why it was very popular at the time. And then I think obviously it's just never gone away. But and they were nice watches. I had a bicolor one, never wore it, and sold it to my sister-in-law.
Does she wear it?
She wears it all the time. Sam always wears it. She loves it, and it's very her. She's very big diamonds, big jewels.
It's the bimetal. I can't get behind it.
I love bimetal, Lucy. I can't afford gold.
Just get a little bit, just a little glimpse, a little glimpse of it. Like, I don't get the love for the Royal Oak. Same. Again, it's one of those, like, I have an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
And like the vintage ones, I actually enjoyed. I think I loaned one for a little bit, and I really I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to.
Yeah.
But especially like the newer ones. Again, there's just so much hype around it, so much. And I'm like, when you've got a world full of watches, it's just like when you list like the top 3 watches, this is always in there that people know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it's just one of the really well-known ones, isn't it?
Okay, we'll make this the last question.
I love
Gareth's favorite cheese. It's not watch related at all. Sarah will be mind blown right now. What's your favorite cheese, Shari?
So obviously, I love a bit of cheddar because I'm a bit of a classic girl. But cheese really hurts my tummy because I am lactose intolerant. But I still eat it. I do really like the one that you put in the oven and then dip garlic bread in it. That Camembert.
Camembert.
Stinks though, but I like it.
I mean, I think it's just normal bread that is this like the standard, but garlic bread, I'm here for
garlic bread's my staple diet. I have garlic bread every night. That's probably why I'm fat. Kirby.
Go off. You're not fat. Behave yourself, woman.
I just eat cheese and garlic bread.
I mean, it's a good plan.
And drink wine.
Basically French.
But no, I'm half Italian. Not half Italian, quarter Italian.
Your food preferences say otherwise.
Yeah, I do like olives. Are they Italian? Are they Greek? Anyway, I digress. What's your favourite cheese? Sorry.
Yeah, if anyone was like just tuning in right now, like what the freaking hell is going on?
Christ, this woman's mental.
Do you know, we're going to talk mainstream just for a second, in that Waitrose have a vintage quartz cheddar, that I'm obsessed with. If ever anyone goes into Waitrose, get the quartz cheddar and thank me later. Just saying.
So this is really weird, right? And I'm sorry for the people who are still here. When I eat cheese, I have to cut it up really small. I can't like just eat cheese or grate it.
You can't just eat it.
Yeah, no, like I can't have a big chunk of cheese. I have to cut it up small into little nibbles. Or it has to be grated.
You have to cube your cheese first before you can eat.
It's just I'm just a weirdo.
I mean,
So-
I'm not sure I know, like, I would do it, but,
Yeah.
like, I would I would prefer to cut bits off my cheese
No.
rather than just, like, picking up the full wedge and just
No, like I couldn't have like just a bit of cheese. I've got to cut it up really small to eat it,
how small are we talking?
like little cubes. Don't judge me.
I'm trying not to. No, you just, like, whack a chunk off it and just
No,
one bit
can't do
for
that.
you, bit for the meal, bit for the cat.
The cat doesn't eat cheese. She's a good girl. She only eats the little biscuits that I give her.
My cat doesn't eat steak, cheese, goo puddings, anything like that. Mental. Absolutely mental for it.
Yeah, but your cat's a savage. If anybody ever meets Lucy's cat, don't stroke it.
No, she's a lot better. She's getting a lot better. So we've just started letting her out because I'm not sure whether, people on here are aware, like, I've finally moved house. You can see where we've done like asbestos paint testing. That's why there's like chunks of wallpaper missing, just in case, because it's quite an old house. So we had to keep the cat in for a long while. And we've just started letting her out. And she went missing the first night. Matt went mental. He's like, "Where is she?" I'm like, "She'll find her way back. It's fine." We've moved to the same street, so we're a little bit worried that she was going to keep going back to the old house.
Yeah, that's confusing.
But I think she gets seasonal depression because during winter she's a fair weather cat.
Yeah.
So she hasn't really been going out a lot. And now it's really nice weather. It's a new place.
Yeah. The cat is
And
mean.
I think she's really tiring herself out
Aw.
because every time we walk past her, she's like fully flopped, eyes closed, doesn't budge when you make a sound. And the first few times she did it, I was like, "Is the cat dead?" She's not moving.
See that?
Like, you can just about see her belly like rising and falling. Yeah, she's overexerting herself, bless her. She's getting back into exercise.
Yeah.
Right. On that strange note, we should probably wrap it up. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. It was kind of a last minute one. We'll give you more of a heads up for the next one, I think.
Yeah.
But lots of stuff happening, a few events and stuff coming up and new releases, so I'm sure we'll have plenty enough to chit chat about in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
But Shari, where can everyone find you?
Shari Francis. That's me. That's my name.
I always think, like, which side are you actually on? I can't tell.
I'm on the right side. Yeah. This side.
That's right then. I'm like, what's your view compared to my view? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. And we will catch you soon. Yeah. Now it's time to smile and wave, and I'll try and end it. Go in.
I was